And here we have today's custom budget gaming slash workstation PC. This is a Gamdias Talos E3 PC case that came pre-installed with 3 ARGB fans, 2 120mm air intake, and 1 120mm air exhaust. Color scheme of the fans is controlled by this LED button right here, beside the power button, 2 times USB 2.0, USB 3.0, and microphone and headphone jacks. There's also room up top to install a radiator or just use it as passive air exhaust. This is quite a nice looking case and it's really a good deal for the budget price. Let's remove this dark tempered glass so we can get a better look of what's inside. Underneath this Thermalright Assassin Spirit CPU cooler, we have a AMD Ryzen 7 5700X CPU with 8 cores and 16 threads. Beside that is 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 3600 MHz RAM. And this would be the Dell OEM GeForce RTX 3060 Ti graphics card with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. Now the fans were replaced by the previous owner and that didn't include the hookup to the white LED. However, I think this gives the graphics card kind of a low profile look and you can still see the GeForce RTX letters if you look closely enough. And it's all packed onto an AsRock B550M-HDV motherboard, a rather standard micro ATX motherboard. The main thing is that it supports PCIe 4.0 speeds. Underneath the graphics card we have Windows 11 Pro installed on a 512GB Micron 3400 NVMe solid state drive. To accompany this, I also installed a 500GB Samsung 2.5-inch hard drive. Difficult to see beyond the PSU shroud, but I have a Corsair RM750 750-watt power supply. Overall, I'm very pleased with how this PC turned out. It looks pretty clean. Onto the rear I/O of the motherboard, we have a mouse and keyboard PS2 port, 2 times USB 2.0, HDMI, DVI, and VGA that cannot be used as this CPU does not have integrated graphics option. There's 4 times USB 3.2, RJ45 Ethernet port, audio in and out jacks, and on the graphics card there's 3 times DisplayPort 1.4a and 1 times HDMI 2.1. Before we move on to the gaming benchmarks, I'm very curious how this CPU will fare with video rendering in DaVinci Resolve. So we have DaVinci Resolve 18.6 loaded up with my usual 11 minutes of raw 1080p footage. We can see that moving around and clipping things up and general editing is coming with ease. And the point of all this is to find out how well this CPU handles this video render. And we're utilizing a fairly high percentage of this CPU and we are accessing some of that boost clock speed. So the render took 6 minutes and 10 seconds to complete. And here's the video in all the 1080p glory. In my opinion, this is totally usable for good workflow. So let me know if you're using this CPU-GPU combo in 2024 in the comments below. Otherwise, let's take a look at the gaming performance and have a great day.